does it, like Mike was saying though, building off that, does it mean something to you to be like that crossover, transcendent boxing star, the guy that, you know, will get all the guys yelling? Because you have the ability to connect to everyone based on your life story.
Right, absolutely. And that's why I'm grateful for, because my life and my story resonates with a lot of people throughout the world. So I'm not worried about becoming a bigger star or big. That's really not my focus. My focus is to become the best champion inside the ring, because I'm already, in my opinion, the best person outside of the ring. And I set a great example for those that follow the same footsteps, especially people that come from my neighborhood. I give a lot of inspiration and hope to those guys. So I'm doing my job on that aspect. Everything else is really not in my control.
And you know, because a big fight like this, sometimes it spurns the fighters on to talk trash to sell the fight. Is there no chance of that with you and Canelo? And do you think that's a good look for the sport?
It's not who I am. I mean, I've done it before because of the opposition. It was in them. And if you want to be about it, I'm about it at the end of the day. But truly who I am as a person, I like to show respect. I like for the fans to see that as fighters, being that we always have negative things that's placed on us based off the past, whatever the case may be. I want to show and be a stand-up guy for the sport and represent the sport the right way. Because when we step outside the door, we're not just representing ourselves. We're representing everybody in this whole column.
Does it mean a little extra to have a big marquee fight in Vegas on Cinco De Mayo?
Yeah, because I mean that's been, for the history of time, for a long period of time, that's been the weekend for the biggest sport, for the biggest boxing events. Floyd Mayweather took it over, then Canelo, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. But I'm coming in there with intentions to win. I'm not just happy to be a part of this event.
You saw the fight Canelo and or analyzed Danny's picture in there as well. What kind of things do Canelo and Lee?
Well, when I was watching the fights with Golovkin and Canelo, I wasn't really putting myself in the position of what would I do, or how would the fight be different. I'm just taking little things out because I know that I'm a different style than Golovkin, so I can't put myself in that same position. I know Canelo's going to face something different, so he's going to show something different, and that's what we're prepping for. We're prepping to implement our game plan, but if there's need to be adjustments, then there'll be adjustments.
Well, what was your perception of Canelo in Mexico? How do you think he was received there, and how were you received? And what does that kind of a meaningful moment have added influence to your Cinco de Mayo fight?
Well, first off, the experience in Mexico City was an absolute superb experience. They showed me and my team a tremendous amount of love and respect, and the notion that we got out there was that it's 50-50 as far as fan base with Canelo. Most people love him, and the rest of the people want to see him either lose or they don't respect him as a champion for whatever reason. I don't know, this is just what I was told. But for me, I just want to go in there and do what I have to do, and if I can gain more Mexican fans or gain fans throughout the world after this next performance, I'm grateful for that.
Andre, does Danny have to be more of a boxer or a puncher?
No, Danny has to be what Danny always has been. Amalgamation of many styles and capabilities, and if Danny is what Danny always has been, one of the most exciting fighters on the planet, then look out, it's going to be a stellar performance out of him. He can do all of it, and I know he will do all of it, and when it's necessary, we might do other things, but he's ready to be excited.
Would you prefer a more aggressive Canelo, like the one that faced Golovkin in the second fight, the one that's on his front foot a little bit more?
I honestly would, because then he'd walk into fire each and every time. But I don't think that's going to happen. Danny is super aggressive, and when he brings the storm, look out, lightning bolts and everything. His thunder hurts, so you know what the lightning's going to do. And I don't think he's going to do that. I think Canelo's going to try his best to work the perimeter, and he might even have us trying to catch up with him. But nonetheless, we're going to be ready for everything, and we're going to give you guys the most exciting fight you've ever seen.
be coming to California a little bit for training camp?
Yeah, we're going to spend most of our time in New York, in training camps there, and then we're going to, the remaining portion of our camp, we're going to spend on the West Coast.
Up with Northern California?
Yeah, so we're still trying to figure the process of that part out, but we know for sure we're going to be on the West Coast.
What would it mean to bring the titles back to Brooklyn?
It would mean everything. I remember seeing Zab Judah years ago when he was undisputed champion. That infamous picture that he had with all of those belts always resonated and stayed in the back of my mind because I've always wanted to accomplish that. Brooklyn Knights have this thing where we're very prideful. We set tone, we set trends, and I want to be able to continue that legacy. So I thank all the guys who inspired me and set the way and set the tone for me because it is motivating me something serious for this fight.
They're prideful just like the fighters from Mexico.
Absolutely. Yeah, so and that goes for a great battle because the Mexicans are very prideful. The Mexican style is come forward, mano y mano, and that's the Brooklyn style as well, you know, so it's just all this, the ingredients of just a stellar, amazing fight.
Is it going to be an even better fight than the Golovkin rematch was?
We have yet to see. I mean, I know that people are saying it's fight of the year candidate, but you know, only time will tell because it could be a knockout, a first round, a third round, and then you know the fight of the year might be out. So we have yet to see. That's why I love the sport of boxing. But when you're prepared for anything, and you've trained for everything, then everything is a piece of pie from that point on. The hard part is in the gym. The easy part is inside that fight.